Oh, hi, I'm Lex. And when I close my eyes, I think Revan should be played by Keanu Reeves in a Star Wars film. Well, in today's episode, I relive my childhood nostalgia for my all-time favorite video game by painting the Sith Lord himself. So strap in. We've got a Starforge to find. Revan was once a great and powerful Sith during the time of the Old Republic. If you're not familiar with the story, go on Steam right now and spend the $10 to play the game. I think it's one of the best games ever made. Knights of the Old Republic, or KOTOR, was one of the first games to introduce the morality mechanic that became the backbone for Mass Effect, Dragon Age, and a bunch of other RPGs. This allowed the writers to introduce different narratives based on the choices of the player. So if I had to pick a theme for KOTOR, it would be about identity and who you are and who you choose to be. The game forces you to question the Sith and their philosophy, as well as the Jedi with their teachings. It asks you, what are you willing to stand for and what are you willing to compromise on? I love the game so much that I have Revan and HK-47 tattooed on my arm. Besides, who could forget iconic dialogue like,
Query, is there someone that you need killed, Master?
I am but a mirror whose only purpose is to show you what your own eyes cannot yet see.
Query, what is it you wish, Fat One? Statement. More questions. Wonderful mockery.
Oh, Master, I do not trust you. I cannot trust you or anyone ever again.
They obey you because you are a leader and perhaps something more. It is a powerful tool to motivate others. That was Revan's way, I believe. It was a strength. Have you never asked yourself how Revan took the Republic and Jedi beneath him, how he made them his? But to make officers turn on their own people, to bomb innocent worlds, to make pacts. Strong influence, indeed. And where did these Sith teachings come from? And why did Revan embrace them so strongly? So many questions, yet the answers are few. Revan met no Sith empire, yet he learned their teachings. Many have mistaken the soldiers beneath Revan, the machines that were constructed to be the Sith. They are wrong. The Sith is a belief. And what Revan formed was not an empire, but something else. Yet how he did it is curious. And I suspect the answer to that question is tied to another. How was Revan able to corrupt so many so quickly? But we shall see where our journey takes us, I think, and see how many answers we come across, yes?
okay, I'm editing the video. I know that was long, but, so good. I know that was from KOTOR 2. You have to play the games. KOTOR 1 and 2, amazing. Chef's kiss. Pure cinema. Anyways, identity and beliefs. This video is going to be more about my own identity in the channel rather than an outright painting video. I've been calling 2026 my rookie year of mini painting. I started scale model painting primarily on muscle cars and JDM imports as a kid 20 years ago, but I never really took the hobby far. Back then, I wasn't patient enough and expected perfection despite using Walmart tester brushes with zero education on my part. In 2020, during the pandemic, I tried my hand at true mini painting for the first time, but I never really took the hobby far as I got overwhelmed by the backlog and how much time I actually could obligate. I still have half a painted Legion army that I have yet to actually finish. This past holiday break, I hosted a small get-together at my house with my family and friends, painting models and doing crafts. I noticed that every time I painted, I would enter my flow state and touch the bottom of the pool every single time. Scale model painting wasn't the first time I've noticed this pattern. I actually feel this way every time I be creating something or working on a project that excited me. Revolutionary, I know. Looking back, I never really gave those feelings or energies any credit. My generation was told to go to college and get a job, and it didn't really take into consideration how I should feel about something, especially that which I'm passionate about. Sure, people would say, follow your dreams, and many people do say those things, but I don't think I had the courage to listen. The housing crisis and economic recession was wrapping up right when I was getting ready for college, so I chose security and safety over expression and enjoyment. This choice led to a lot of problems, and it took a long time for me to figure out what was going on and why I was behaving and feeling the way that I did. In essence, I didn't know who I was, but I realized I was someone that I'm not. I had made decisions for others, that I was doing things to please others and not myself. that I was empty all the time just trying to fill myself with others' approval. It's why in college I couldn't decide between being an engineer or being a tattoo artist. Those two stark opposites for a student to be considering probably would be a red flag for most. Engineering, sadly, has not made me happy. I gave up on being an artist simply out of society telling me I would be broke and starving, which means I have avoided taking art seriously. It's played a part in my life, sure. I have a digital tablet and I make illustrations occasionally, but I never really had a routine to get better, and I didn't apply myself to any improvement. So effectively, I was working towards nothing. I tried instead being the best engineer I could, working long hours in industry to be the best worker at my office, pushed myself to get awards, accolades, and approvals, and in the end, it burned me out and broke me. Because I was a slave to pleasing others and trying to survive versus living for myself, I had to take the last year to really challenge who I am and what is it that I actually want in life. So I'm making the decision to take art as seriously as I can. This channel will provide a means for me to document my progress, an avenue to share thoughts and opinions, review gear, share philosophies, and just talk nerd stuff. I have no delusions about this going full-time in the near future. I'm just trying to promise myself to be a better artist and just enjoy the journey. So what does that mean, and what do I have planned for the next 6 months? Well, I'm currently working on a chibi Helldiver model because I love democracy and freedom. I've been experimenting with synthetic sable brushes and want to make a comparison video between them and natural Kolinsky's. I have been using this tool cart that you can see in the background of my intros and outros to organize all my art supplies, and I want to put a video out on the value of investing money in certain areas of your hobby. I have a few Warhammer minis that I want to paint, including what will probably be a Golden Demon entry next year. And no, I'm not that good, but I do want to see how far I could go in a diorama category. I have a few large-scale, quarter-scale models that I printed that I want to paint, as well as an Obi-Wan diorama that is so big I do not know how I'm going to film it yet. I have a new black metal logo for some shirts and stickers, maybe some merch, as well as a new logo and banner for the channel. With all of that out of the way, I still want to leave you with some advice as to how I approached painting this model. So today's lesson is planning. So how do I plan a piece? If it's an established character, I want to look at as many reference photos as possible. The higher quality, the better. Usually this will mean source material, art books, comic illustrations, or any other official avenues from the source material. Comic books are really great for simplified illustrations, and I find concept art books can really inspire a unique look as well. For this model, it was a little unique in that the breastplate isn't identical to the established armor from the game or the 501st costume guide, but I really liked the Renaissance posing of the mask relative to the chest. Revan almost has a upward angle looking off into the distance posing. And while I could have painted this bust fully black, there would have been little interest in terms of value and dynamics if he was all one color. After finding some reference images, start to think about what mood or style you want and how you want to feel after you finish painting it. Do you want the model to look good from 5 feet away or close up? Maybe like me, this is the first time you're going to want to try non-metallic metal techniques. Maybe you want to convey a bright and uplifting mood through warm and bright colors. Maybe you want to imply a sense of despair or dread through desaturated values to make it appear bleak. I wanted the mini to have a dramatic or operatic look to it. And so one of my favorite methods for conveying black with such a black heavy figure is with comic book ink styling. Most of the time, shadows are pure black with zero gradient. So if you have a character like Batman, he's often portrayed with blue as the highlight value versus blacks or dark grays depending on the light in the scene. I think this provides a very dramatic and very visually interesting dynamic that will fit the mood that I'm trying to convey. I'm trying to learn how much is too much, but I think that it came out rather well. The other thing I wanted to try for this model was non-metallic metal. For my first time, I think I learned a lot, but if I had any advice to give, it would be to watch a few more tutorials, as I just kind of went in and went for it. I probably wasted a lot of time, but for my first try, I'm pretty happy about it, but there's definitely room for improvement. There you have it. One extremely vengeful boy, full of rage and hate. I think he looks quite handsome. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.